Hi, welcome to History 112. I'm Dr. Sarah Burrows, and I'll be your instructor for the course. This is a summer section of 112, Session E, and it's a fully online course. So I wanted to do an introductory video for the course to talk to you a little bit about what 112 is about, how that's going to change as a summer course, and then also talk to you about the fact that it's an online course and how to begin. So, first a little bit about 112. This is the second half of the American History General Survey course. And we're going to be looking at the major themes of American history from 1865 all the way through 9/11. So the content will cover American politics, society, economy, culture, and America's growing role in foreign policy. We'll ask content questions about who, what, where, when, and why certain events happened. And hopefully you'll begin to notice certain patterns and see what the change has been over time. Now, as a summer course, we are going to be looking at this class a little bit by theme, but we're still going to stay in chronological order. In other words, I am going to skip some content, but not a whole lot. So we're going to be looking at 150 years of content. You're going to need to be prepared to be able to put in some time for the class. This is not an easy course. A general history survey course is not quick, it's not light, it's going to be a lot of content. So certainly you're going to be looking at putting in anywhere from roughly 10 to 15 hours a week. There's just no way to get through the content by skipping a lot of material. Session E begins on May 30th, and the last day of class is June 23rd, and your final exam is June 25th. I'm going to do a separate short video on the assessments for the class. That way you can go straight to that assessments video before the test comes so you can review how the assessments will go and feel more familiar with that as those events come closer. Now, for the online component of the course, how to start. This is basically a 4-week class. So the course is divided up on Blackboard into 4 weekly module or unit folders. So when you go to each of those folders and you click on that folder, you'll see all the content and all the information that you'll need to get through for that week. You'll have a task list, which will have all of the events listed for you that you need to complete for the week, when that content will be available, and when you need to have assessments completed. You'll also have all of your support material listed in there. You'll have the chapters that you'll need to read for the week, and you'll also have any notes that I've put in about skipping any content within chapters. So be sure to look at that as you begin reading. You'll have content outlines that will help you keep organized and keep track of the information as we move through the course. You'll have links to the video lectures, which will be available on YouTube. And you might have some audio files as well to help supplement the information. If I feel like there's a point that the chapter doesn't stress enough, or if there's some content that they didn't include that I want you to know, there'll be short audio files there as well. And there'll also be primary material, which will enhance the themes that we've talked about for that unit. And the assessments will also be there. So each weekly module folder will have all of the content that you'll need to get through the week and to be prepared to take your assessment at the end of the week. Now, the tools that you're going to need for the course include the textbook. You're going to need America, A Narrative History, Brief 9th edition, Volume 2. Please be sure that you're getting the Brief edition, the 9th edition, and Volume 2. Volume 1 is the first half of the survey course. You don't want that. And the regular volume will have more information in there than you need, and the page numbers will be off. So the Brief 9th edition, Volume 2 is what you're going to need. You're going to also have video lectures. So you're going to need to have access to YouTube, make sure you have working sound for both the video lectures and for the audio files. And you're going to have support content. That's usually going to be PDF files, so you're going to make sure that you can access those PDF files, but they might also lead you to links as well that go outside of Blackboard. So those are the major components that you're going to need to get the content, understand the content, and complete the course. Now, as far as how the course will proceed, there is flexibility, certainly with an online course. That's the value of having this online. But it's not self-paced, so it's not completely flexible. You'll have 2 assessments each week, one about the middle of the week and one at the end. This is to help make sure that you're getting through the material and that you're not saving everything for the end. You're not going to do very well if you're trying to cram everything in towards the last couple of days of the week. You're going to be reading 2, 3, or 4 chapters every week, and that's a lot of content. So you will have assessments 2 a week to help make sure that you're moving through the material. So there are some checks in terms of how you're doing and how quickly you're moving through the material, but there is flexibility there. As I mentioned before, you're going to expect to put in at least 10 hours, possibly 15, maybe a little more, depending on how quickly you read. So it's not an easy class. It's not something that you're going to be able to blow through really quickly. You need to be prepared to commit some time every evening or concentrate on certain days to make sure that you can get through the reading and understand the content. Also, not all of the material will be posted right away. The video lectures will go up at the beginning of every week. Certainly the assessments are not going to go up right away. You'll have a window of time when you can take those, and we'll talk about that more when you look at the assessments video. But not everything will be there right away. But you can go ahead and get the textbook and you can start reading right away if you like. Now, contact and help. You can certainly email me, and I encourage you to do so. I'd like to hear from you. My email is eyesm@mailbox.sc.edu. Don't be confused because my last name is Burrows. It's eyesm@mailbox.sc.edu. Give me 24 to 48 hours to get back to you. I will check email regularly, but you got to give me some time to respond to you. Also, we can have virtual meetings through Skype or iChat. Those are going to be by appointment only, but if you'd like to do that and talk face-to-face virtually, we can certainly do that. Or if you'd like to schedule a real face-to-face meeting with me at the USC Columbia campus, then we can do that as well. That also would be arranged between you and I. You can also post questions to the Course Cafe. That's an opportunity for your classmates to answer the question and have a dialogue with some of your classmates. Maybe they can help you out as well, so that is a resource for you. And there are also USC resources that are there for you. There's the Student Success Center, UTS, and other resources that are listed there on Blackboard. So you do have tools to help you get through the course, whether it's through the university or through me or through your classmates. Now, how to proceed. At this point, I'd like you to go ahead and purchase the textbook if you haven't already. It's important that you have that in hand when the class begins on May 30th. Then I'd like you to go to the Blackboard page and take your time to read through all the content there. You can start with the Getting Started tab that's on Blackboard, and it will talk about the issues that I've raised here in the video in more detail. It'll have the academic honor code posted there, and it'll have more information about the technology that you'll need for the course and other resources that are there for you. So read through all of the tabs and become very familiar with the Blackboard page. And then I'd like you to go ahead and introduce yourself to your classmates. I'll post a thread on the discussion board to begin the introductions. You don't have to say anything that you're not comfortable with, but you do have classmates out there, so give them a chance to get to know you and feel comfortable. That Course Cafe will hopefully be a good tool for you. So you do have colleagues out there. Go ahead and put some information out there and introduce yourself. And then make sure that you have watched the video on assessments. I'd like for you to have watched that by May 30th so you have some sense of how you're going to be assessed, to make sure that you have the technology that you need to properly be assessed, and that you just feel comfortable with how that's going to proceed, and we get any questions answered before you're actually going to be taking a test. I look forward to working with you. Thanks.